Alright, what's up everybody, it's your boy Plays here, back with some more reactions. Today we're checking out this handheld costs over $4,000. Who is this for? ETA Prime. It's the AYANEO Next 2. I did a video on this a while back. So before we get into this, comment, like, share, subscribe, turn on post notifications. Socials are in the description. Let's get into it. I like to make the intros as short as possible.
Everybody, it's ETA Prime back here again. This is going to be kind of a quick one, but recently AYANEO released a lot of new information about their upcoming handheld known as the Next 2. They've released all of the specs. We know what size battery this has, what the screen's going to be doing here, and it's a much larger screen than we've seen in a lot of other handhelds out there. Battery size, and of course, one of the main things, pricing. And this is something that we'll be talking about by the end of the video, and I'd love to know your thoughts in the comments below about pricing on this thing. But first things first, we now know that AYANEO is going to be releasing two different color variants. There's a white version and a black version, and I
would get this in black. I feel like anything you get in white stains too easily or gets dirty easily. Whereas if you buy something in like a dark gray or a black, it just looks good. With the exception of the PS5, that just has the iconic white look. But yeah, I would definitely get it in black. And I'm probably going to put a skin on it anyway, like I did with my Steam Deck, if they even make skins for this handheld.
The overall unit itself does look really sleek. But when it comes down to it, we've been seeing a lot of devices release in a black color variant. So if I had to choose, I would probably go with the white version. Now, as it turns out, the Next 2 is going to have the largest battery out of any handheld that we've seen so far. It's coming in at 116 watt hours. Pretty large battery for a handheld gaming PC, and it's definitely great for longer play times, but there is one issue that some may run into trying to get this onto a plane because the TSA limit is 99 watt hours. This has a 116 watt hour battery, and yeah, you can fill out a TSA form and they may approve you to bring this directly on the plane. And then there's always a chance of it not being approved to be brought on the plane. Now, that's something I can definitely overlook because having that much larger battery is something that I've been wanting to see in a handheld. And I'm really glad that we've got something, over that 80 watt hour limit that we've been seeing with a lot of the handhelds releasing. Next thing I want to talk about.
Yeah, 115 watt hour battery is pretty insane. What he was saying about the TSA limit of 99 watt hours is true. I'm wondering if most agents are even thinking about that actively or even check. I remember last year when I brought my Steam Deck with me, because it's a handheld, so it looks, to most people it would look the same as the AYANEO Next. Obviously the Next would be bigger, and the Steam Deck is actually one of the bigger handhelds. The Legion goes, and the Next, of course, that we're talking about right now. And the other handhelds are smaller. The ROG Allies are smaller than the Steam Deck. So the Steam Deck is on the bigger side. I would say it's third. The Next, then the Legion, then the Steam Deck. Oh, and also the AYANEO Kun is another huge one. But, yeah, 150 watt hours. But it makes sense given that this thing literally has PS5 level performance. You know what? I shouldn't even be talking about that right now because he's going to go in more detail about that later in the video.
And internal specs. There's two different versions. So you can get one with the AMD Ryzen AI Max 385. So that has 8 cores, 16 threads, and the Radeon 8050 Si GPU, which still puts down some really good performance. But you can go all out with the AMD Ryzen AI Max Plus 395 version. And that one contains the Radeon 8060S with 40 compute units, and we've been seeing this quite a bit in tablets and some laptops out there. It's a great performer. It does perform on par with something like an RTX 4060 laptop GPU.
It's literally giving PS5 a run for its money, but $4,000 is unacceptable. But I know it's because it's a handheld, and I think at this because you can go up to 85 watts, so you'd still get probably like an hour on that, a little over an hour, even at that crazy wattage. But I think I read somewhere that at 28 watts, this chip is twice as powerful as the Z2 Extreme, which is still a lot. So I probably wouldn't push it past 30 watts and probably get like 3 hours of battery life with some pretty stellar performance.
But in the end, it's still considered an iGPU. And along with that, we do get 16 cores and 32 threads. And you can get the next two with up to 128 gigabytes of unified memory running at 8,000 megatransfers per second. Now, one thing that we were kind of curious about was the display here. And we knew it was a 9-inch OLED, but we've got more information here. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like it's a variable refresh rate display. It's a custom.
Really? That's actually unacceptable, considering that it's going to be 4 grand at the highest end specification, and the Legion Go 2 has it. So how do you not? That's actually unacceptable.
9.06-inch OLED with a resolution.
I do like the screen size though, but the resolution is weird. 2400 by 1504. This looks like a resolution Apple would use for one of their iPhones. And even this 04, why is it an odd number? Why isn't it rounded off to like 10? Like 1510. I don't like that resolution. I'm sure it will be fine. I can probably shrink it down to 1080p. This is less than 1440p though. 1440p is 2560 by 1440. Yeah, so it's less on the x-axis. On the horizontal pixels, that is. But yeah, I don't need 165 hertz, but it's cool to have it. This is insane brightness, and this is really important because you need to be able to see clearly even in broad sunlight, even though nobody games in sunlight, but you want the ability to if you choose to do so. Because going outside is pretty common and important.
2400 by 1504. It supports up to 165 hertz, and it looks like we've got that adjustable refresh rate from 60.
I just remembered what I was going to say regarding the resolution. Hypothetically, if I even could afford this, and I was saying that the resolution was a bit weird, I would just turn it down to 1080p, and then I would just have the black borders on top of the screen, like I already do with my Steam Deck. The games usually default to 1280 by 800, which is the Steam Deck 16 by 10 native resolution. I just turn them down to 1280 by 720. I actually prefer 16 by 9. A lot of people feel the opposite way. So Marvel Rivals, God of War, all of those games, I play them at 720 max. And the black borders of the screen, the pixels aren't on, so it's saving power. A little, but it's still something.
144, 165.
Because it's an OLED.
Mention of it being a variable refresh rate display. So something like AMD FreeSync may not work on this. Up to 1,155 nits. So it's definitely going to be a really bright OLED panel here. And this is something I love to see.
Yes, sir.
It also uses 5,280 hertz PWM dimming. And at night, when there's no other lights on and I'm messing around with an OLED display, having that really adjustable dimming feature does come in really handy to just kind of dial it in exactly how you want it. And it's also 100% DCI-P3. It also looks like we have front-firing stereo speakers, and there's an exclusive AYANEO RGB nameplate, so I guess it's right up top there. I don't think it serves any other function but to look good on the unit.
I hope it's customized. Oh yeah, it is. It literally says customizable RGB lighting. But yeah, everybody who gets that, anybody invested in PC gaming knows it's just for aesthetic.
But from software, you'll be able to adjust the RGB. It's also going to have two.
Sorry for the frequent pauses, but when you said from software, I was thinking of the developers of Dark Souls. Yeah, I don't know, that just happened to me there.
Both of these will run at a 40 gig protocol, and you can do display out. So with this, you will be able to connect an eGPU if you want to, but since we've got the Radeon 8060S or even the 8050S, most of the time you're probably not going to need it. Micro SD card slot. It also has a 3.5mm audio jack and the latest high-speed Wi-Fi and Bluetooth 5.4. So the latest high-speed Wi-Fi, I'm not sure if it's Wi-Fi 7 or Wi-Fi 6. We'll have to see when it's released. A couple other notable things. There are trigger locks around back, and it's using TMR joysticks up front. Now, the weight on this is coming in pretty hefty. In fact, I think it's one of the heaviest gaming handhelds that we've seen so far. Coming in at 1,420
yeah, it has
grams.
to be.
And just to kind of give you an idea, that's 3.14 pounds or 1.42 kilograms. And when you compare that to the most popular handheld out there, the Steam Deck, The heaviest version of that unit comes in at 669 grams, or 1.47 pounds, or 0.66 kilograms. So needless to say, the Next 2 is a thick boy, but for good.
Understandably, it's probably like 5 times more powerful than the Steam Deck, or six even. I think it probably might be more powerful than the Steam machine even.
Good reason. I mean, it's got a
Probably,
pretty big
I
screen.
think.
It's definitely a larger handheld. We've got a 116 watt hour battery.
Huge
The
battery,
final thing I
yeah.
wanted to talk about here was pricing, and there's no question that when it comes to the new AMD Ryzen Max chips, be it the regular Max or Max Plus, these devices get pretty expensive. When it comes to their lowest end version, which
I
contains
want to see
that
the price for
AMD
that.
Ryzen AI Max 385, 32 gigabytes of onboard memory, and 1 terabyte of storage, early bird special on
Getting this in a 64 gigabyte RAM configuration is ridiculous. It
Indiegogo
really
is
is.
$1,799, and the retail price is going to be $1,999. Taking it up to the AMD Ryzen AI Max Plus 395 versions, 64 gigs of RAM, 1 terabyte of storage, early bird, $2,299. Retail on that is $2,699. And then finally, 128 gigabytes of RAM with 2 terabytes of storage. This is the most expensive handheld that
Four
we've ever
bands.
seen. $3,499. Retail
Oh shit! Actually, it goes over 4 grand. That's crazy.
$4,299. So yeah, this thing is pretty expensive. I mean, even for their lowest end Ryzen AI Max 385 version. Now that definitely doesn't look as crazy as the
That's
128
2 grand.
gigabyte version with 2 terabytes of storage. And I completely understand that this is a handheld gaming console that you can carry around with you and play on the go. You can also dock it with that 395. It's going to offer really great performance taking the wattage up. But for even just a little under $3,500, you can buy an RTX 5090 powered laptop. And yeah, you can carry that with you. You'll have to plug it in to get good performance. It's got a 16-inch display, 32 gigs of RAM, and
I think I'll just get a MacBook and
24
a
gigs of
desktop at that
VRAM.
point.
It's going to outperform this by miles with that 5090 for sure when it comes to gaming. And it'll do you one even better. For $3,000, a used 2003 Toyota Camry. It's got 151,000 miles on it. It's using a
A
2AC
literal whip.
FE 2.4 liter Toyota.
Wait, how many
151
miles?
a used 2003 Toyota Camry. It's got 151,000 miles on it. It's using a 2AZ FE 2.4 liter Toyota motor, which go 260 to 300,000 miles easily. $3,000 for this. Got an extra $500. Throw some new tires on it, change the oil, drive the heck out of it. So yeah, the AYANEO.
I love how we had to use other life priorities to justify just how crazy this purchase is. As much as I love this, and I'm already not using the hardware I have that much, I feel like I'm at that stage in my life where I'm so burnt out I can't even enjoy anything. So I can't
Next 2
enjoy
is coming,
this.
and I'd love to know your thoughts in the comments below. Is this something you've been saving your money for? Are you going to skip it altogether? Wait for something a bit more powerful, something a bit more cheaper, keep what you have? No, in the comments below. And if I can get my
I'm gonna
hands on
stick
one
with
of
what I
these
have
without
because I'm
breaking
barely
the
even
bank,
using
I'll
that
definitely
anyway.
try. I'm not exactly sure if it'll happen or not, given the full price of this thing.
ETA Prime acting like he doesn't have the money. Well, I'm not pocket watching, but I have vidIQ installed and it says on estimate he's getting tens of thousands a month. Let's put it like that. But hey, I'm not pocket watching even though I am. But yeah, I get it though. It's really not
Definitely
worth
an
it.
expensive handheld. But if I can, I will have several videos. So keep an eye out on the channel. But that's going to wrap it up for this one. And like always, thanks for watching.
I want to see the comments. I know they're going to be focused on the price. Let's still see what they have to say. Bro started reading the specs of the Toyota. I'm crying. Maybe it transforms into the Toyota. It's over $4,000 because it has a stick of RAM in it. Ha ha ha. ETA Prime is now a used car salesman. I was expecting at least 8 terabytes of space at that price point. LMAO. See, that's another thing too. You see, with the 128 gigabyte RAM model, I would have preferred if they had just kept that at 64 and then just doubled the internal storage instead. So it's 64 gigs of RAM and 4 terabytes of storage. 2 terabytes for 4 grand. That's actually so stupid. It's so retarded. It really is. All right, yeah. So that's it for 4K. I expect Sydney Sweeney to handle it. For 4K, I'd expect Sweeney to do something with her hands, but merely delivering this isn't it. That's actually crazy. But anywho, I would be afraid to take it out of the house. Yeah, I would too. I would too. Alright, so yeah guys, that was it. That was my reaction to the crazy $4,000 handheld, which is the AYANEO 2. I've been aware of this. I've been wanting to see more videos, so when I saw this pop up in my feed, I thought to myself, yeah, I'm saving this for reaction, because I was actually going to watch it earlier today, but I'm like, you know what, let me save it for content purposes. I'm rambling. Hope y'all enjoyed this one, and I will see y'all in the next video. I keep looking down for some weird reason. Goodbye.